of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From a place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening and welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and it's a look back at last night's game against the Arsenal. And yeah, so before I get into the show, guys, I just want to say, first of all, we got some sad news through today, obviously, concerning a fellow Premier League team of ours in West Ham. And today the sad news was announced that the co-chairman, David Gold, sadly passed away at the age of 86 due to a short illness. And we all send our best wishes to his family and also to West Ham as a whole. I'm sure he'd be sadly missed. And yeah, so just wanted to start with that. The sad news today that David Gold sadly passed away after a short illness at the age of 86. And a sad day for West Ham United today. So, yeah, I just want to do that before I get into the show. So, guys, thank you for that. So if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It does send the channel up the search results and helps it found more easily. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow, and the bell notification tells you when I'm live, a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. Yes, guys. So, last night, we drew 0-0 away to Arsenal. Well, where do we start with this game? I mean, what I do want to say first of all is the amount of Arsenal fans, and I mean, I've got a few who've subscribed to my channel, and then they're not bad fans, they're quite more realist. But we've seen a lot of Arsenal fans today on social media saying they're disgusted, the way we've played our game, the way we've defended, saying we've played boring game, comparing Eddie Howe to Steve Bruce. If Steve Bruce had 200 million, he would do the same job as what Eddie Howe's doing. I totally disagree with that. I think it's absolutely disgusting the way Arsenal fans have gone on about our club. Some Arsenal fans, by the way, not all of them. And surely if they watched us over previous games, like when we played Tottenham, like when we played Southampton, I'm sure they'll have seen we are a different side. We are a very attacking side. Even Eddie Howe said after the match, we weren't our attacking self last night, but then Arsenal put a game plan in to stop us playing our attacking football. So it wasn't the fact that we were just defending for our lives. We actually did bring something to that game as well. I mean, it's just ironic the amount of Arsenal fans who are absolutely livid over us. And it's like we've touched our own nerve. Now, I'm sorry. We've defended, and we defended very well last night. And the aim of the game is not to concede a goal and to try and score a goal. Yes, we had a couple of opportunities to score. Maybe Joe Linton had the best one before the break. But all in all, we did what we did best, and we've done a defensive job on Arsenal. If they haven't got the players to break us down and get past us, then I'm sorry. They can't blame us for that. They can't blame us saying we time wasted, we did this, we did that. I mean, at the end of the day, we did what we did best. And it's just absolutely ridiculous the way we have been slated all over social media. It's an absolute disgrace, and I hope some of these fans hang their heads in shame. One of them's off EFTV called Ty it is. He thinks Arsenal's got every divine right to beat anybody. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. To play a game of football, you've got to create chances and you've got to put chances away. But not only that, a game of football can be like a game of chess at times. And you've just got to suss out the opposition and you've got to get past the opposition. But for people like that to come out and say that we're a nobody of a club and Arsenal should be winning games like this and winning every home game and scoring at every home game, well, I'm sorry, you need to really put your realist head on and realise that doesn't happen from time to time. We drew with Leeds on Saturday. We were disappointed. We were frustrated. Leeds played 11 men behind that ball. And we had chances to win that game. We should have probably won that game, but we didn't. And we got frustrated, yes. But did we go on the offensive and go and slate Leeds and everything? No. Yes, we said Leeds played a bit of a boring game, but all in all, we didn't go out there and absolutely hammer them all over social media like Arsenal have hammered us. I mean, it's just disgusting. So I'm going to go into some comments first. Davey says, evening, Tony. Evening, Davey. Hope you're well. And Ian says, evening, folks. Evening to you as well, Ian as well. Alan says, evening, Tony. You need no explanation for our game last night. Comparisons to Bruce is ridiculous. They could not break us down. Pope had 2 saves, both with his feet. Absolutely, Alan. Absolutely. And obviously, guys who've just joined in tonight there, I mean, when I started the show off, I started off with this. We had some very, very sad news today, guys, regarding one of our Premier League fellow teams in West Ham United. That sadly David Gold, at the age of 86, has passed away after a short illness. I'm sure all us Newcastle fans will send our thoughts and prayers to West Ham. They're obviously playing tonight, which will probably be a difficult game for them away to Leeds, in all fairness. But I'm sure they'll go on and put a good show on for David Gold, watching down on them. But yeah, a sad day today for West Ham United and the Premier League, losing a guy of his stature, and may he rest in peace. So I just thought I'd share that, guys. Thank you very much. Knight says, means we're doing something right to get this reaction from teams. Absolutely. Too right we are. And Andrew says, Yari, Tony, do you know what? I'm Ari, Andy. All I'm just paid off about is these bloody Arsenal fans who think they have a divine right. Well, not all Arsenal fans. I see I've got some of them on here subscribing to my channel, and they're the nice fans. But you've got some of them who just think that Arsenal's got a divine right to win every single game going. Well, I'm sorry, it don't work like that. And it's about time they started realising how it works in football. It doesn't work in that way whatsoever. So to be fair, these Arsenal fans some of them do need to calm down a bit and just realise that they couldn't break us down. And, at the end of the day, it was a draw. I did say a draw. I said 1-1. I spoke to an Arsenal fan today. He messaged me and he said 0-0. He couldn't believe it. And but I said, well, I did say a draw. And he said, yes, you did. And, he's been absolutely fine about it. But it's just the way some of these Arsenal fans have gone on. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And there's no need for it whatsoever. I really, really don't get why they are having a right go at us. Because at the end of the day, we did a job on them. I mean, when we went to Tottenham and won, did we hear Tottenham fans slating us? No, not at all. They did not slate us one bit. So, they accepted that we went and beat them, that we were the better team on the day. Yes, we might not have been the better team last night, but it's all about defending. And you defend your goal. If you defend your goal, you keep clean sheets. Your goalkeeper makes saves, you keep clean sheets. Simple as. That's what it's all about. The difference is now we've got a better defence. We're a better defended team now. And it's not easy for teams just to bulldoze us over. Them days have gone. Even Guardiola said that when we played Man City. He said, last season we won 4-0. This season they're a different animal. He says, and you can see how they're a different animal. And you're getting some of the fans saying, oh yeah, because you got money spent and all this. I am sick to death of hearing people saying it's because we're spending money. Look, yes, we've spent some money, but we still got players in that team who aren't good enough and they're still getting game time. Jacob Murphy comes on, not the greatest player. Chris Wood, not the greatest player, but do a job. Jamal Lascelles, he's on the sidelines and he's got 2 yellow cards for being on the sidelines because, you know, he's being clever. A bit of shithousery from Jamal Lascelles. So, and Matt Ritchie still at the club. We've got loads of players at the club. So, before they start piping up, shouting we're spending money, we're not. We're not going out there spending huge, stupid amounts of money. We are doing it in a careful, calculated way. And the reason we're in third is because we've played bloody well this season. We've deserved to be third because of the results we've had. We've only lost 1 game all season, and that was against Liverpool. Yes, we lost a friendly in the summer, but I don't count the friendlies. I'm counting competitive games. So we've only lost 1 game, and that was against Liverpool. Again, controversial circumstances. So I think some of these Arsenal fans need to just pipe down a bit and understand, because these are probably the same Arsenal fans that when we played them back in May and beat them 2-0 at St James's Park, these were the same Arsenal fans wanting Arteta out of their club. They wanted him sacked. They didn't want him anywhere near that club. They didn't want him even there for the summer transfer window. They wanted him gone. And now he's got them top of the league. Now they're all saying, oh, Arteta, great manager, great manager. Fickle. That's what you are. Fickle at the end of the day. And you just need to like I say, just calm yourselves down, because really there's no need for it. And this guy, I'm going to bring him on screen now, Mikel Arteta, he's gone well down in my estimation. I used to think he was quite a nice guy, but the way he went on last night, absolutely disgraceful on that touchline last night. Acting like Jurgen Klopp does. It's about time that this got clamped down on, because it's just getting beyond the joke now. I mean, you know, you see the 4th official there telling them just go away. I don't want to know. But what you need now is you need a new directive. You need a directive that the 4th official, if it goes on and on in a game, he's going to say to the referee, right, can you come over, do something, either talk to him or give him a yellow card, because he's just constantly on at me. And then the referee can give him a yellow card. Then if he wants to carry on and doing it, he then gets a red card and sent off. But they need to do it now, to the likes of Arteta and the likes of Jurgen Klopp and any other managers I think that are above ourselves and above everybody else. Because until the Premier League clamp down on this behaviour, it's going to continue week in, week out. And it's not what we want to see. We saw Eddie Howe. He got annoyed at the end of the match with Arteta. And you know what? Fair play to Eddie Howe getting annoyed, because you don't often see Eddie Howe getting annoyed with a fellow manager. But Eddie Howe had enough, and he was sick of the way he was going on. So he's well within his rights to have a go, and well done, Eddie Howe, as I see it. So let's go to some comments. Right. Andrew says, those fans will learn the hard way. Yes, Andrew, absolutely. They're going to learn the hard way, because, you know, if they just think they've got the divine right. And for one of their fans off EFTV, apparently, I think Robbie, who's the main host on there, I think he's not happy about it, and he's had a right go at him apparently. And well, and I hope he has, because it's not good at all. Andrew says, I think they will drop. Yeah, there's a possibility they could. I mean, you know, I saw one Arsenal comment from a fan. Oh, well, West Ham came here. At least they give us a game. At least they weren't boring like Newcastle, who sat behind the ball and time wasted And I thought, do you know what? We didn't time waste. Well, we did a bit, but it, but what team doesn't time waste? You tell me. Knights, I wonder if they would have reacted differently if it'd been a 1-1 draw instead of a 0-0. Well, yeah, maybe, but then again, maybe not. They just think they should be winning every game at the Emirates, and it's the first time they've not scored this season at the Emirates. So we've done a job on them. Spending wise, only difference is our isn't debt. Let them cry. It's nerves. Absolutely, Andrew. This is what I've been saying for a long, long time. And I said this before. The takeover. Once this takeover goes through, and I echoed like what Keith Patterson said as well, the Big Six will be shit scared of Newcastle United, and that's exactly what is happening now. They are scared of us. They are running scared. The Big Six are panicking, and yes, they are. We've put the cat amongst the pigeons. Gareth says, good evening, Tony. Great point last night. Yes, Gareth, absolutely fantastic point. Exactly what we needed. Brilliant game, brilliant point, and well deserved in my eyes. Ches says, hi, Tony, buddy. Hope you're well, mate. I'm very well, Ches. I hope you're well, mate, as well. Thank you very much. Gareth says, I've shown passion for your club on the sideline, but certain men just take it one step too far. Yes, they do. Absolutely. Totally agree. Jurgen Klopp and now Mikel Arteta. I've lost all respect for Arteta. He's gone down in my estimation now. And I think he's just as bad as Jurgen Klopp, if I'm all in honesty. Mighty Mag, hi Tony. Great game, I thought, last night. And have a look at live score now. You've been for a surprise. Forest up to 15th. Everton look knackered. Yes, Everton are on the downward spiral. They are a poor side. I just hope they keep Lampard for the season, because it might just be the gift that keeps on giving, and then we'll see them go down to play the Scouse Mackhams. We'll play the Sunderland Mackhams next season in the Championship. Again, their fans are getting restless, but do you know what? Maybe I need to go down to clear the decks and get on a level footing again. But not any of our concern. We'll laugh if they go down, but other than that, let them get on with it. Let them have their protests. But I mean, going back on last night's game, I mean, we did a job on them. I mean, now they're claiming penalties. I mean, they're saying Dan Burn for pulling the shirt. Okay, you could say, in a way, he got a hold of Gabriel's shirt and it could have been a penalty. We were just very lucky. But then that shirt pull came from a free kick. What Saka won, but it wasn't a free kick, because when you watch the replay, Saka actually taps Joe Linton's ankle, not the other way around. So Joe Linton ended up with a spooking and the free kick. So maybe VAR looked at that, saw the free kick and thought, well, actually, it's not a free kick. And then maybe when the balls came in and he's grabbed the shirt, maybe they've just said, you know what, we can't give a penalty because it was never a free kick. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they've come up with. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, like I say, it's all. But at the end of the day, like I say, we got the point, and it was a great point as well. Yes, we could have. We could have done better in that game. We could have played attacking, but we didn't, because Arsenal didn't want us to play attacking football. So these Arsenal fans, as I say, need to go and have a look at what we've done in the past, and they'll see, where we've gone to. But what I thought was a great dogged display last night. The defence held up really, really well. It just shows you how good our defence is this season. Our defence has improved tenfold. Maybe Eddie Howe spend that time with Simeone, because it looks like we play the Simeone way as well in defence. And do you know what? There is nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, this guy, 6 clean sheets. He's been fantastic since he's come to the club. A lot of people looked and thought, 10 million, why are you buying Nick Pope? Well, now they know why we've bought Nick Pope. And now they'll be looking and thinking, wow, actually, What a great move that was for Nick Pope. But yeah, so that's what people will be thinking now, and clubs will be looking at that as well. I mean, he's done very well since he come in. So not only has Nick Pope kept 16 sheets, he's actually equalled a club record as well. And the club record for 6 clean sheets was currently held by this guy who's coming on screen now. Some people may remember him, some may not, might not be old enough. And that is Kevin Carr. He was a goalkeeper, played for us in the 80s. Yes, it might have been the second division, but he was a fantastic goalkeeper as well, Kevin Carr. And yeah, so Nick Pope has equalled the record with Kevin Carr on 6 clean sheets. So if he keeps another one, he's broke the record. But then it's not just down to Nick Pope keeping them out. It's also this guy, Trippier, Shea, Botman, and Byrne. So, that's our back five. And that is great to have, is a back five. But as I say, last night's game, Arsenal if anything, should we have had a penalty? Was Dan Byrne pushed over? That's the question, by Gabriel as well. So, there's a lot of questions there. But as I say, it's a minority of Arsenal fans who have come on and really, really slating us. At the end of the day, they should be looking at us thinking, well, actually, they've done a job on us. But if you look at Arsenal, what have they got for striking options up front? Not a lot. They've got no Jesus, who's out of February. They've got Nketiah, who's scored some goals. They've got Martinelli on the wings. But other than that, they haven't really got another goal scorer on that team. So they could look at that and say, well, actually, that's their fault. They haven't got any more goal scorers. But that's their problem. If they can't break us down, I mean, Saka at the start had a go at us with Byrne, but then we quickly realised, hang on a minute, Saka's causing too much problems here. We then started getting people on him, and we started doubling up on Saka. So we actually stopped Saka. We actually strangled his game a bit. And the same with Odegaard as well. We stopped them. That's what you've got to do. You've got to stop these teams. Sam shouldn't have had a free kick. No, they shouldn't have. Chelsea's a draw against Arsenal wasn't just a celebrated result because it wasn't a loss. It was celebrated because we confirmed that we've arrived and belong in the top three. Nobody can argue any different now. Yeah, absolutely. Davey says VAR should be able to step in if it's not a yellow card or a free kick. I think there should be. Because technically that was never a free kick. And for Arteta to say after the game we should have had 2 penalties, I'm sorry, Arteta, you've lost the plot, mate. You've lost the plot. Because go back, look at the free kick that you got for when that shirt pull happened in the box, and you'll see that you shouldn't have had it. But there again, he'll put his Arsenal tinted glasses on and say, oh, no, that was our free kick. Alan says, I don't know about this big 6 because I think Newcastle are well and truly in the middle of them. Maybe 5 teams to be concerned about. I think we're head and shoulders above the rest. I totally agree, Alan. Totally agree, mate. Archer's in. Oh, yeah, Tony says, Archer, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, mate. Hope you're well. So now it's a bit late going on to last night's game, but the ref was shit giving a yellow card for Lascelles when he wasn't playing. What a joke. But our defence is on fire. Yeah, he gave the yellow card, Archer, because the referee, Jamal Lascelles got in front of the guy taking the throw, the Arsenal player taking the throw, so he pulled out the yellow card, like he did against Chelsea when he tried to stop Cucurella taking a quick throw. Lascelles got a yellow card then, so it's more shithousery. That's what it is, and it's just great to see. And Dave says, sorry, I meant Saka. Yeah, I thought that's who you meant, mate. But yeah, I mean, no, it's an absolute fantastic point. We've not done well at Arsenal over the years. My last win was 2010 when Andy Carroll scored. But do you know what? Our lads did us proud. That's what it is. They did us proud. And we are third. Man U are level on points, but we're in third because of goal difference, because we got a significant goal difference over Man United. So these Arsenal fans, again, sitting out there saying, "Oh well, Newcastle's not that great of a team." You think they're like a relegation threatened team. No, we are not a relegation threatened team. Look at the goals we scored. Look at our goal difference. Look at the plus on our goal difference, and you'll see that we're winning games, and we're not just winning games. Sometimes 1 and 2, it's 3, it's 4, maybe 5. So they need to go back and look at some of our results. We knocked 4 past Southampton, 4 past Fulham, 5 past Brentford, 3 past Leicester. I mean, Leicester haven't won a game since they come back from the World Cup. I mean, we've got 5 points out of 3 games. Now, I would have probably said if that's what we got out these 3 games, I would have been happy with 5 points, because my thought would have been maybe I would have thought maybe a draw at Leicester, because that's a tough place to go to, remember. Then I would say a win against Leeds and a draw maybe at Arsenal. Now, it happened the other way around. We got the win at Leicester and we drew against Leeds. Now, had we won against Leeds, it would have been closer to Arsenal than we are now. And that's what's the matter. Arsenal are really, really frightened. And Arteta's rattled. But that guy, like us, gone. Chris says, yeah, another substandard performance from a Premier League referee. Several of the Newcastle bookings were totally undeserved. Yeah, I've got to agree. I mean, terrible refereeing from Andy Madley. Disgrace of a ref. I said last night, and I'm going to repeat this again because I think it's, especially if people haven't seen what I said. But Andy Madley, he's not fit to referee in the Premier League. And I would go as far to say he's not even fit enough to referee in the Championship either. Maybe push him down to League One, but then I feel sorry for the teams in League One, because this guy is useless. Him and his brother, Bobby Madley, are both useless. Now, I hope he never referees another Premier League game again. And this guy we had on VAR last night, Stuart Atwell, who was criticised by Jurgen Klopp against Brentford for allowing the 3rd goal. I didn't see the 3rd goal, but apparently it was something to do with he thought it was a foul. And they said to Jurgen, but yeah, the VAR let it go. And he went, yeah, but VAR always hide and don't bother giving decisions, because then they'll always see the referee hasn't made an error. Again, another salty guy, Jurgen Klopp. But yeah, but Andy Madley, he certainly should not be refereeing another game again. I'm sorry. Not in a million years. He lost his FIFA registration as a FIFA accredited referee because he wasn't fit enough. I mean, what does that say about the guy? He was just pulling. He lost that game in that first half. The referee, the way he started booking players for no reason, and it was like, why? And then, I mean, Granit Xhaka, I thought he was a red card waiting to happen in the second half. He possibly should have gone for that tackle just after half time, but got away with it. Go to some more comments. Ratson, hi Rat, hope you're well. He says Trips has a lot on him now as Newcastle trying to sign a top right back. Frasnade, yeah, I think it's even Frasnade or French Schneider, the base boss Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid. Yeah, he's called Ivan Freshneder, I think that's what he's called. I think Ivan, isn't it? Yeah, Ivan Fresneda. Or Fresneda. Don't know how you pronounce the name, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, he looks, I haven't seen him play, to be honest with you, but what I've heard of him and reports that I've seen of him, he seems to be a pretty good, right back. So, and he's only 18, remember, as well. So he's got, he's got time to grow, that's for sure. But how much are we going to pay? Probably I would say 10 to 15 million maybe for him. Who knows? But he looks a cracking prospect by what I've read and what I've heard about him. Obviously, he's going to be the long-term he'd be the long-term replacement for Trippier as well, because, Trippier's not going to last forever. And we need somebody who can come in and take over the mantle of Kieran Trippier. Because I tell you now, that guy, Trippier, it's going to be a hard act to follow. He really is. There's the guy there, Fresneda. So there you go. That's him there. Apparently, there's talk going on that we're signing him. Apparently, but he's also said his goodbyes at Valladolid. So read into that whatever you want to. But this is only numerous reports on papers. But if that's the case, get the lad signed up. If he's that good, get him signed. Somebody said, I think a journalist said he's going back on loan. And I thought, well, if he's saying goodbye to Valladolid, how's he going back on loan then? I would just get him signed, bring him in, and get him on the bench. If you sign him this week and you can play him in the FA Cup on Saturday, let him have a game on Saturday in the FA Cup. Against Sheffield Wednesday. No harm in that at all. But the guy seems an exciting prospect, and let's hope. Davey says, let's see what happens with 21 games to go. Absolutely, Davey, yeah. We are up there because we deserve to be up there, because we have played well. That's why we're up there, because of the brilliant playing we've had. And if Arsenal fans are going to continue to liken Eddie Howe to Steve Bruce and say Eddie Howe's not really a manager, well, I'm sorry, you ain't got a clue. Chelsea's let the Arsenal fans and commentators continue to talk trash about us. It doesn't help their argument when a trash team gives them a hating. They're talked about us because we are feared. Absolutely, Ches. 100% agree with you. That's the reason why they are frightened. The whole top six are frightened now. That's the problem. Well, look, we've gotten that top four, right? Liverpool, they're quite a way back behind, about 8 points or whatever behind us. Chelsea are further back behind us as well. So look at it that way. Look how well we are doing. I mean, if Chelsea turn over Man City tomorrow, which I doubt they will, if I'm honest, I think Man City will beat them. But if Chelsea turn them over, then that's a good result for us. I mean, like I say, we've beaten some out of that big six. We've only lost one game. That was the Liverpool game. I mean, we took on Man City at St James's Park. We went 1 down. We reacted. We then went 3-1 up on Man City, and I think they had a shock when we went 3-1 up, because that day ESM was unplayable. That's another argument. Should we have brought ESM on maybe a lot earlier? Should he have came into the play earlier? Maybe he should have, because I thought 4 minutes to go, he's not really going to have an impact on the game. But if he'd come on about 15 minutes earlier, maybe when we brought Murphy on, then maybe he might have had more of an impact in the game. But again, the shout for another penalty towards the end when the shot hit Murphy on the arm. One, you can't give a penalty for that because it's too close to Murphy. And two, how's he supposed to get out of the way of that? And his arm wasn't in an unnatural position either. So there's no case there for a penalty for Arsenal. So if that's what Arteta's aiming at as well, that should have been another penalty, then it's pie in the sky. All he's thinking of is we haven't won the game and he wanted penalties just to get a goal. Well, that's not a given, mate, because Nick Pope might have just saved the penalty. Rat says, Tony, that kid is ready now, mate. He stops Finney Jr. Yeah, I mean, sounds like he's an absolute brilliant kid. I see Man U's improved and caught us up in the last few games where teams at the bottom. Yeah, they've caught us up, but they're not above us because on goal difference we've stayed above them. Davey says he won't take a squad place as he's 18. Absolutely. That's another thing. He won't take up a squad place. Any player under 21 doesn't take up a squad place. Alan says, last 6 games were against teams we have battered. That's Man U, maybe except maybe Bournemouth. Yeah, I mean, Gary O'Neill said, in his interview that maybe that wasn't a 3-0 game. I mean, it's just one of those, isn't it? I mean, it's but we'll get back to winning ways. I mean, we haven't scored for 2 games, and that's a drought for us, isn't it? Not scoring for 2 games, and it seems weird when you say it that way. But yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, Palace are currently 0-0 with Tottenham at the moment. Wolves are winning against Villa 1-0. Leeds and West Ham are 1-1 at the moment at half time, and Forest are also 1 over Southampton, which is technically it's a 6-pointer that. So if Forest win that, they get out of the bottom 3 tonight. And the way it's heading at the moment, they're actually 15th, and West Ham and Everton are now in the drop zone. Everton are second bottom, West Ham third bottom, Southampton are bottom on 12. Southampton, I think, will go down this season. I think they will now because they're a very poor side. And they've had a championship manager, which tells you exactly where they are. I mean, if you look at the table now, in 10th, Chelsea are 10 points behind us. 10 points behind us. Yes, they've got 2 games in hand over us. One's tomorrow. But 10 points behind us, that's a hard one for them to catch us now. Liverpool are 7 points behind us. And they've got a game in hand over us. So even if they won that, they would still be 4 points behind us. But we've got games coming up that we should be winning. But it's all about last night's game. As I say, the players were terrific last night. They left everything out on that pitch at the end of that game. Nothing was taken back into the dressing room. It was all left out on the pitch. The Arsenal fans have had a go about our supporters as well. I'm sorry, but our fans were absolutely fantastic all the way through. Even Gary Neville said they were fantastic, the fans. Him and Rob Hawthorne commentating, they were both having a laugh with the fans. They were saying, oh, look, they've got their tops off. At the end of the day, we got that point. We deserved that point. And that was a big, big point because this was the game that showed you how far we are behind Arsenal. We ain't that far behind them. I think a few more quality signings in. If we get a couple of quality signings this window, and then we do some more in the summer, this team isn't far away. And I'm not saying far away from a title or anything like that, but what I'm saying is we are not far away from that. We are in amongst that big 6 now. And we have scared them because Man United's up for sale, Liverpool's up for sale, because they can't compete against us. And I just wonder, if Liverpool got taken over by a Saudi consortium, would Jurgen Klopp actually leave Liverpool because the way he's gone on about our owner saying, oh yeah, because it's all to do with money? Would he actually walk away from Liverpool? That I would like to see what would happen if a Saudi took over, if their club, a Saudi businessman took their club over. I'd like to see what Jurgen Klopp does. Because I'll tell you now, if he doesn't and he stays, another hypocrite in the Premier League. In my eyes. I'll go into some comments. Davey says not scored in 2, but how many unbeaten? Yeah, absolutely, Dave. I think we're unbeaten in like 12, I think. Something like that, 13 Premier League games. Paul says, very good evening, Tony. Very good evening, Paul. I hope you're well, mate. Paul says, yes, looking forward to Saturday. Picking up a car from Team Valley. Oh, well done, mate. Nice one. And Davey says, Ben, make sure it's not a ringer. Yeah. It's, you don't, nah. I think nowadays, I mean, cars are always, especially when you get them from a reliable source now, the sales places are all HPI checking everything now, so cars are like, yeah. I remember about must be about 15, 16 years ago, I had a car and I had a police knock at my door. Police knocked at my door. I think it was about 9 o'clock at night and it was dark, and I was like, oh, police, what are they doing here? And because I'd bought a car from a second-hand car dealer, and they wanted to check the car. And I said, oh, why? What's happened? And he says, well, apparently your VIN number is the same as the other car, which is the same make of car as what you've got. And the VIN numbers are the same, the chassis numbers, but I just need to look at your chassis number to see if it's the original or if it's... And I thought, oh, God, don't say I've got a ringer here. So when he opened the flap and looked at the thing with his torch and everything, the VIN number, and he went, and he scraped it. He says, no, that's original. He says, I'm happy with that. He says, I'm 98% certain your car is not the ringer, it's the other one. And I was like, oh, thank God for that. So, yeah. And thankfully, my car wasn't the ringer, so it was the original, but that was a scary moment. But yeah, I mean, but now, like I say, nowadays, they're all fully checked anyway, so they can all be mileage checked and everything. Nobody can get away with anything nowadays, so. But, yeah, I mean, like I say, the players last night didn't leave anything at all. Left everything on that pitch last night. They gave their all to the cause last night. And, yeah, absolutely brilliant what our team done last night. And we are so proud of them as well. I mean, what else can you say apart from, for our team, apart from brilliant? And I don't care what other people say from other teams or other fans, supporters. They can call us how much ever they like. And I think if they watch that Leeds game, they'll see how much we attack Leeds. So it's not like we went there to go and take a point off Arsenal. We went there to compete. And compete we did. So the Arsenal fans need to pipe down a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Lower your expectations, because now that we've gone there and got a point, there's going to be a few more teams now going there to try and get a point. Wait till you play Leeds down there. I don't know if you've played Leeds there yet, but if you haven't, wait till you play Leeds. Wait till you put 11 behind the ball. What are you going to do then? You're going to shout about Leeds as well, because I'd love to see it. I really would. I would love to see it. But we shall see with anticipation what happens anyway. But like I say, there's going to be a few other teams will go down there, and Arsenal won't get away with things. So, right, let's go back into comments. Paul says, watching Palace, who look good, excellent. Yeah, it'd be nice if they'd beat Tottenham tonight, wouldn't it? Castle's unbeaten in 13 games. Yeah, I thought about 12 or 13, yeah. That's Premier League games, isn't it? So, and then don't forget, we've got a cup quarter-final as well. So we got the third round of the FA Cup against League One Sheffield Wednesday. And then we've got Leicester City in the quarter-finals next week. So, yeah, it's all going well. True, Chris, says Paul. I mean, it's, yeah. Things are just looking up for us now, and things are just getting better and better as it goes on. So, yeah, I mean, up the Maggies, up the Magpies, we just love the way our team is at the moment, and yeah, like I say. And then next week we've got Fulham, obviously on the Sunday, at home. So let's go out there in the Premier League and let's go and give Fulham another good game and beat them. And then that might shut a few fans up as well. Not our fans, obviously, opposition fans. So we will see. But yeah, let's go to the match. So I mean, I want to do the player ratings, guys, and you can join in on the chat as well and give me what you thought of the player ratings. So I'll start with Nick Pope. Nick Pope, I thought had a good game. He had a quiet game. He didn't have a lot to do, which was probably down to the fact that Arsenal weren't that great at breaking us down. He did make a couple of good saves, especially one from Nketiah. Handling good, distribution great. I thought he'd done well. So for me, Pope gets a 9. I think that's fair enough. So let's see what people have got in here. Paul says, that's I read that one and that one. True, Chris says, Paul, we're on the march up. Night in a game, Eddie apparently has come out and said, we won't be saying anyone, get the feeling it's Eddie being Eddie. Yeah, I think he's just saying that just to push people, just to put the scent off. That's all. There's definitely no truth in the Ronaldo thing. I mean, Ronaldo's actually come out and said he's done with Europe. He's done what he's wanted there, and he's won't be going back. So there's no clause in that. Although he did make a gaffe yesterday, didn't he, Ronaldo, when he says, "Oh, I'm here to please the South Africans." Well, hang on a minute. You're playing Saudi Arabia, not South Africa. Totally different continent. So I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking there. He did sort of drop himself in it. Paul says 10 for Pope. Knight says 9 for Pope, like me. So Isak's back in train, says Alan. Do you think he'll play on Saturday? Great time for him to return to cup games. I think he will, because apparently he's been training for a few weeks now. So I think he will. I think he'll play on Saturday. And that'll just give him some match fitness and match minutes into him as well. And that's what we need. We need him to get his match fitness back. Pope 9 says, Chairs, not much to do, but when needed, he saved us. Pope was dope 9, says Davey. Yeah. And Chairs says, clean sheet in London, Pope gets a 10. Yeah, I mean, absolutely outstanding last night, weren't they? So we'll go to Kieran Trippier. Again, I thought Trippier had a better game than he did on Saturday against Leeds. I thought he was tremendous with his leadership qualities again, shining through. Even his crosses were better than what they were on Saturday, to be fair. All in all, he contributed in that clean sheet for us as well. So, for Trippier, I'm giving him a 9 as well. So, I'll give Trippier a 9. So, I thought he played really well. Oliver says, Paul, absolutely mad as a box of frogs. Yeah, Arsenal weren't they? They weren't happy. Pope in defence, all 9, says Alan. Yeah. Paul G, I'd be fine with 9 or 10 for Pope, but he didn't need to do as much because of our defence. Yeah, very true. Trips gets an 8, says Davey. Knight says 9 for the game, bumped up to 10 for leadership and calming down situations. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally agree. Chaz says Trippier 8, defensively sound with Miggy helping him. Yeah, Miggy was getting back tracking as well. Alan says evening Tony, Trips 9. Evening Alan, thank you very much, mate. So then we go to Fabian Schär. I thought Fabian Schär had a good game. He played really well at the back, got forward as well. So I've got to give him a 9. He's just outstanding again. Schär's looking better and better now, isn't he? So I give Fabian Schär a 9 for that one. Then we go to his defensive partner, Sven Botman. Again, another terrific display by Botman. And by God, a lot of Premier League clubs must be looking now thinking, why didn't we go for him? How have we missed this one? Well, tell you why he missed it, because he came to Newcastle and he's going nowhere. I thought he had a tremendous game last night. So I'm giving Botman a 10 plus man of the match because I thought he was absolutely outstanding last night. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, he's man of the match for me without a shadow of a doubt. Let's go into some comments. Nate says 9 for Schär. Davey says 9 for Schär. Ches says 9 for Schär. Yeah, all in agreement tonight. Alan says 9 for Schär. Nate says 10 for Batman. Yeah, absolutely. Davey says Norman 10. Yeah, he's just brilliant, isn't he? You meant Botman, no. Botman 10. Sprayed balls around defensively. Perfect, absolutely. He says predictive 10. I know what you mean, Dave. I know what you mean. I mean, I put a thing in a chat last night in a group, WhatsApp group we're in, and I put I'm love at 10 o'clock, and they were like, oh, what are you doing at 10 o'clock? And I went, no, I meant to say I'm live, but it was predictive text, so I know what you mean by that. Alan says Botman the general 10. Yeah, Schär 9, says Paul. So yeah, so we go to left back, and we got Dan Burn. So Dan Burn started off a little shaky against Saka. But we soon realised the pace that Saka was causing Dan Burn. But that was eradicated because we started doubling them up. And again, I thought Burn had a good game last night. I didn't think he put a foot wrong. Okay, he could have given a penalty away for the shirt pull. But he was also pushed himself, I think, in the box, which he should have had a penalty. Done his best to try and block Ramsdale off. So again, sorry, but he's got a 9 from me. Burn, I thought he had a great game last night. So a 9 for me for Dan Burn. Alan says, man the match, Botman, absolutely without a doubt. Knight says 9 for Burn. Davey says 7. Yeah. And Alan says 8 for Dan Burn as well. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, not bad at all. So we go in the middle and we'll go to Bruno. I thought Bruno had a good game last night. Tried to get things going, tried to break up play. Got a yellow card. Again, is it debatable, was it a yellow card or not? Because I think this referee just like flashing cards like confetti. I thought Bruno had a tidy game last night. Tried to dictate the floor. And yeah, I mean, for me, what do I give Bruno? Do you know what? I'm going to give him an 8 because I thought he had a good game. Not a great game. He got a yellow card as well, but I thought he played really well and tried to break up play. So I think an 8 for Bruno. I think that's about fair enough, I think. Yeah. Davey says, Bruno 9 for defensive. Paul says, I'm behind eating hot dogs, yum yum. Bruno 8 says, 90 agrees with me. Bruno 8 says, Ches did well, considering how much he was crowded whenever he received the ball. Yeah, absolutely. And Ches is having trouble with predictive text as well. So, yeah. So like I say, we had Bruno. Now let's go to a next midfield partner, and that is Sean Longstaff. Now, Sean Longstaff, I thought, had a bit of a mixed game last night. I thought the first half, he wasn't terribly great, if I'm honest with you. He stumbled with the ball a couple of times. I thought some of his passing was off. I mean, yes, he's a grafter. We know he's a grafter. But I'm afraid if we want to be Champions League, we have to replace him in that midfield. If we want to even finish in this top 4, we have to replace him in there. I mean, I'm not slating the lad. He's been terrific for us, but he's just been off the boil these last couple of games. For me, I would give... It's probably going to sound harsh, but I think, judging by his performance last night, I'm going to give Longstaff a 7. Just laughing. Predictive text. Sean 7 says, Stevie. Yeah, absolutely. Half time at the Palace game. Thank you for that, Paul. Still 0-0, I gather, is it? Made mistakes but corrected them. He runs for days. Think I'm need us the rest. 7. Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, I would have rested him last night and played ESM instead, but it's what Eddie gets paid millions for. Chelsea's Longstaff 7 was beaten quite a lot in the first half but part of the team that earned us a hard-fought draw. And Paul says, yeah, still 0-0 at half-time between Palace and Tottenham Hotspur. Alan says Bruno 8, Longstaff 7. Yeah. Absolutely. But, yeah. So, when I get his picture up, sorry guys, just having the technical. There we go. So the next one, Joe Willock against his former team. Joe Willock, I thought he had a great game. I thought he ran his heart out. He did well to help Burnout with Saka. He ran everywhere. He literally ran everywhere. This guy, he was on. You could see he was up for it against his former club as well. I mean, he was literally knackered by the end of that game. I mean, he actually went on his haunches and tried to stretch and everything. I think cramp played a part in it, and because he just ran himself. I think he ran out of energy at the end. Ran himself ragged all game. But I thought he had a great game for us last night. And I think it's only fair that I give Joe Willock a 9 because I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Ran his heart out for the cause, and had to go off at the end because he just couldn't carry on anymore. But yeah, I would say a 9 for Joe Willock. Joe Linton, 9 defence, a freak of nature, rang his socks off for the shirt, could have scored, but otherwise one of his best. Yep, we haven't got to him yet either. Chess has got ahead of the game. Knight says, Willock an 8, one of his better games, good defensively. Yeah, absolutely. Willock a 9 says Paul. Davey says 7.5 for Willock. Alan says, Willock 8, ran his socks off. Yeah, he ran himself into the ground, didn't he? And yeah, well done to Joe Willock. So now we go at the front three and start off with Miggy Almiron. Almiron, I thought he had a good game last night. Caused Arsenal a few problems, but as he's tracking back as well to help out Trippier, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So not only is he staying for it, but he's actually getting back for the course, and he's showing pace, and the pace he's got, I mean, got tremendous pace on him as well. Again, he ran till, but done everything for the cause. I mean, I think I'll have to give Miggy an 8 because, yeah, he just done absolutely brilliant. He was good last night, Miggy was, yeah. Chelsea, sorry, I anticipated Joe next, but Joe Linton was next, but I was wrong. No worries, mate, no worries, Jess. Miggy an 8, yeah. Says Davey. It was Miggy, not Muggy. Miggy 8, yeah. From Alan. Knight says, Miggy 8, attack 9, defensively work his socks off, help him cover Trippier. Yeah, absolutely. Jess says, Miggy 8, helped Trip so much, even running back at one stage. Telling Trippier, I've got this, and he did. Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant. Davey says, I'm going to have to get my daughter to sort out this phone, lol. Yeah, it's a predictive text. It's just awful at times. Flat battery, damn. Later, Tony. Okay, mate. See you later, Paul. And yeah, catch up with the rest of the show, mate, once you get your phone charged up, mate. So yeah. So we've done Miggy. We'll go to Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson, I thought, yeah, he had an okay game last night. Very few chances though. But yeah, played his part, didn't he, Callum Wilson? And didn't really get a lot of service, if I'm honest. He doesn't look himself since he's had this illness, and he looked off the pace Saturday, and he still looked a little bit off it yesterday. I think if we say bring another striker in this window, say if it's Marcus Thuram, for instance, he comes in, you then you let Wood go on loan. I think in the summer we buy another striker, and as much as I hate to say this, I think, but do we actually say next season Wilson will then be mostly on the bench and being an impact player rather than being a first starter? Because remember, I think injuries in that creep up on you, and maybe they're just starting to creep up on him now. I mean, he's still a great striker, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what you think of that, guys. Do you think that would be a possibility for next season, Wilson starting as a bench player, rather than starting 11? Let me know what you think of that. But But my rating for Wilson, I've given him a 7. So the comments have come flying in. Chelsea is cheers, Paul. Wilson is 7. Yeah. Says Davey. Knight says Wilson 7. Wasn't himself. No, he wasn't, was he? Chelsea is Wilson 6. Not his fault because he was isolated at times, but a few poor first touches should have gotten at the end of Mickey Cross. Yeah. Alan says Wilson 7. Yeah, absolutely. Too many injuries, says Davey. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's only so much you can do, and it's maybe injuries are catching up on him a bit as well. So it's hard, isn't it? But I mean, he's done all right this season. He's got 6 goals in 13 games. He's 30, but he's 31 next year, and you've just got to think is it the injuries and everything catching up on him now. Right, so we got the last player in the 11, and that is Joelinton. Chaz already had his see on Joelinton. Joelinton last night, I thought he had a terrific game. Everywhere. Yes, he could have probably scored before half time. It was a chance. But maybe the ball came to him a little bit too quickly, so he couldn't adjust in time to get the header in. Shame, because I'd been gone in 1-0. Could have been a totally different game. We could have went on and won that game. Got harshly penalised in my eyes for that free kick on Saka, because it was never a free kick and never a yellow card. So I hope that gets rescinded. I thought he was absolutely terrific last night. Another player who played with his heart on his sleeve and left everything on the pitch. He gets a 9 for me, Joelinton. I thought he was absolutely terrific last night. All action hero Joelinton was. So 9 for J7. Knight is Joelinton man the match for me with a 10. Shook off the assault in the first half by weight and worked his socks off. Yes, he did, absolutely. Chelsea is true, Davey. Those injuries will start to mount up with his age. We have Qual and Isak. Yeah. J7 and 9, says Davey. Knight says Wilson from next season will be an impact sub player, I think. Yeah, I think so as well. Wilson will be a squad player next season, says Andrew. Says Alan. Alan. Sorry, Alan. Due to new transfers in the summer. Yeah, absolutely. J7, 9, solid. Yes, he was, wasn't he? I mean, he was fantastic last night. So let's go to the substitutes now. So, one of the first substitutes that came on, Chris Wood. How do we rate Chris Wood? Well, didn't do a lot in my eyes. He got forward. When that ball broke to him, we don't know if he was offside or not, but even if he was, why didn't he hit the target? Why didn't he just try and score? If you score, it goes over to VAR, they check it. It might not have been offside. It might have been marginal, but might not have been. He just doesn't do it for me, Wood. So for me, I just thought he was absolutely poor last night. Do you know what? I'm giving him a 5 because I wasn't impressed at all. And I think we'll just get another striker in this window and let him go on loan. Maybe Leeds or wherever he's going to go on loan. Just let him go, and then in the summer maybe get rid and sell him on. But he's just not cutting it, is he? So, yeah. Let's go into the comments and see what people are putting in the comments. Andrew says, J7 to 10 just for being a Mingadji. Yeah, I like it, Andrew. I like it, mate. Wood the dud 5, says Davey. Well, I've gone for 5 as well. Knight says Wood 6, passable. Did what he needed, and that was it. Yeah. Alan says 1 for Wood. Wow. We are being harsh in here tonight, then, Alan, aren't we? Andrew says 3 offers out. Yeah. You know what? At the end of the day, it's your ratings, guys, and it's all your opinions. And you know what? That's what I love about this. Ches says Wood 6 held the ball up better than Wilson, so brought more players into the game. But he's obviously attacking flaws. Yeah, absolutely. Davey says Leeds want him. Well, that's what there was. That's what they were on about. Apparently, Leeds wanted him on loan in the window. So yeah, I mean, it's a strange one, isn't it? And wait and see. So at the same time as Wood came on, Jacob Murphy came on. Sum up this guy. Again, didn't really do an awful lot, did he, when he come on? He done that defensive block, which they tried to claim a penalty for, which it was never a penalty anyway. Got the ball a few times, but again, nothing major. I mean, I'll give him a 6 because he done that block and stopped them scoring. But yeah, other than that, there wasn't a lot that he done really on the pitch. So yeah, I'll give Murphy. I'll give him a 6. I think that's fair enough. So I'll just take that off, and I'll go into some comments. Foxy says, "Hey Tony, hope you're doing well, pal. Hope you're well as well, Foxy. Thank you very much, mate. And yeah, doing very well, thank you. I thought the takeover days of carrying a donkey were maybe gone, but maybe not. Yeah, I mean, Wood came in to do the job we done, but he's done it now, hasn't he? And just says Murphy, no idea. Knight says 6 made the block they thought should have been a penalty. Yeah, again, I mean, he done that block, and yeah, that's why I gave him a 6 for the block. 5 for Murphy. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, did what he had to. Now we go to the next sub, but really, he wasn't on the pitch long enough to have any impact on the game. So I'm just going to give Maxi a standard 5, a regular 5. That's what I'm going to give Maxi, standard 5. So that's what Maxi will get. Alan says Murphy 5, so does Davey. Foxy says Murphy 3. Gave possession away consistently, worked hard defensively, but needs to be better. Yeah. Thing is, all Foxy players like Murphy, Chris Wood, they're not players to get us in that top 4. Even Longstaff's not that type of player to get to be a consistent player like in the Champions League. Maybe a good squad player is Longstaff, but certainly not for where we want to be. But yeah, other than that, no, we need to start shipping some of these out. Knight says Maxi 6 made 1 run. Yeah, he did, yeah. And ESM 5 needs more game time, says Alan. Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to see him come on a bit earlier to see what he could have done, because he might have frightened that Arsenal defence. So let's go next, and we'll go to the fans. Fans, I thought, were terrific throughout the game. Got behind the team, sang their hearts out, rode the team on to that excellent point last night. Can't give them any less than this, but it's 10 out of 10 for the fans. Absolutely fantastic the fans were last night. So they get 10 out of 10 for me. So that's the fans. And then the gaffer, Eddie Howe, again, got his tactics right, got his team sheet right again. And Eddie we trust. I loved the spat he had on the touchline with Arteta towards the end of the game. I thought that was brilliant. You could see Mad Dog, Jason Tyndall trying to calm it down. But as soon as Mad Dog came over, he sort of backed off Arteta, didn't he? So maybe he's frightened of JT. But yeah, I thought Eddie was terrific again. I give Eddie a 10. 10 out of 10 all day. Davey says 10 for the fans. Knight says 12 for going to a shithole like London. Well, yeah, true. Alan says fans are 10. Foxy says ESM unfair to give rating, but I seen him help Burn every time I got the ball. Seems to understand the importance of teamwork now. Under Bruce, he would still be halfway up the pitch. Yeah, I agree, Foxy. I think what's happened now, I think Eddie's got him to go back and make sure he goes back and does the defensive duties, which is brilliant. Ches says, wait, what? Eddie was that the away game? God, I love our fans and war flags. Yeah, no, that was from a home game, mate, but I just have that picture on there stock, and I think that's a brilliant one with the fans anyway. Eddie 15, just give him manager of the season now. He's got to be in the running for it, surely. Alan says, Howard 10. Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that 4.5 for his dodgy dance moves on the touchline. Howard 9, sure he can adapt to different types of opposition styles and get results. Couldn't realistically ask for more. Showed Arteta how to be ruthless without lacking class. I mean, when you look at, but if you look at Diego Simeone for Atletico Madrid, how he sets up, and if you've ever watched any Atletico Madrid games, and Foxy's in the chat, so he knows anyway what he's like. He's a very defensive manager, but he's very good on shithousery as well as Diego Simeone. And he don't care how he plays, how he sets up. And that's what Eddie Howe's picked up from, because Eddie Howe's the more defensive type now, isn't he? So he's tightened up in defence because his journalist said Eddie Howe could never defend Eddie Howe, but can defend. He's already proven it. Alan says, Arteta should go on strictly. Yeah. Chelsea is 2-0 up. Spurs are against Palace. Wow. Nate says, do you think he was asking Eddie if he was okay? Yeah. Foxy says, Spurs 2-0. Kane both win within 5 minutes. Oh, God. Hate them, says Foxy. Yeah. Nate, I hate myself for laughing at that dad joke. Says, Ches, I mean, yeah, we'll go to the referee. I mean, I'd be interested to hear what people are thinking in the chat. Referee rating. Poor referee in my eyes. So I'm going to give him a 1. I think that's what he deserves, a 1. This guy, Mikel Arteta, I see he's gone well down in my estimation. I thought he was absolutely disgusting on that touchline last night. And I hope this is cracked down on, because it needs to be. And I would say, well, I'll give him a 3 because he was absolutely, well, no, in fact, I'll give him a 1 because I thought he was absolutely disgusting last night. So, yeah. So I'm glad someone got the references. But, yeah, I mean, as I say, guys, before the show started, if anybody's just joined us late, today we got that breaking news this afternoon regarding West Ham United. That one of their core owners, David Gold, sadly passed away at the age of 86 from a short illness. As all of us at the end of the day, we're all football fans, and we don't like to see things like this happening. And we all pass on our wishes and to West Ham and to David and to David's family at this very sad time. You know, in West Ham are brave to be playing tonight, but maybe they're doing it because they want to play for David Gold, and you know. But yeah, I mean, this guy's done a lot for West Ham. Sometimes a bit controversial to some people, but do you know what? He's never let them down. Him and his co-owner, David Sullivan. Obviously, he's devastated, David Sullivan, because he's lost his mate. You know, he's been around. They've been together for a long time in business. So, yeah, sad day for football and sad day for the Premier League on the passing of David Gold. Chelsea has made a run for his own back, giving yellows for stupid things, then had to escalate from there. Knight says West Ham will beat Poirot without him, and so will football. Absolutely. I mean, I worked at the Land Rover plant back in '97 in Birmingham. I was down there doing some training for Velio, who were live, and I was talking to a guy down there who was a Birmingham fan, and he said David Gold and his brother, well, at the time, probably not now, but at the time, they were the richest people in Birmingham, and they were huge in Birmingham. So, yeah, he's done an awful lot for football, and yeah, he will be sadly missed. And yeah, and Knight's exactly right what he's saying. Foxy says, how old was Gold at decent age? 86. He was 86, Foxy. And yeah, had a short illness and sadly passed away today. But yeah, sad day for football. But I'm sure he's watching West Ham tonight with pride, and maybe he might look down on them and hopefully get them a result tonight, because they're currently in the bottom three at the moment. So yeah, it's just a matter. That 2-2 at the moment. West Ham away to Leeds. So yeah, right, guys. Never been a fan of his or Sullivan, but they did well at the Blues. Hasn't been the same since they left. Yeah, absolutely, Foxy. Yeah. Nice. I heard Sullivan was trying to sell his shares and buy Cardiff. Wonder how this news will affect that now. Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, it's yeah, totally different, isn't it now? And it's probably going to put a different bearing on it as well. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. It does really help the channel up the search results and makes it more visible, and also it's good for the algorithms as well. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow, and also bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-recorded video, or any upcoming shows as well. So yeah, so this weekend we head to the FA Cup quarterfinals with the FA Cup third round. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Carabao Cup. Yes, so we got the FA Cup third round on Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. It's a 6 p.m. kickoff. It's on BBC, I believe. So I will do a show for that, a preview show, and then on the Saturday there'll be a warm-up show for that game as well. That will be at around 4:30. Yeah, about 4:30, the warm-up show on Saturday for that. And then next week, obviously, you've got the Carabao Cup with Leicester, and then we've got the home game on the Sunday with Fulham. So, yeah, lots of football coming up and lots to get excited for. And you know what? It's an exciting time to be a supporter of Newcastle United, because we're a club on the up. Don't take notice of the idiots from Arsenal. Some of the fans are idiots. Not all of them, by the way. I've got some who have subscribed to the channel and they're very nice people. But it's a minority of them who are coming out there with all this stupidity, all this saltiness. Yes, they may be angry that they haven't won the game. But I think if they go back, watch the game again, and see that they don't have the team to break us down because they haven't got the strikers, then I'm sorry. They've only got themselves to blame. If you can't put your chances away, you won't win football matches. Simple as that. And he says, we reached the quarterfinals already. Damn. No more grief for me. Yeah, no, I just totally lost it there for a minute. I thought, oh yeah, FA Cup, not Carabao Cup, because I'm getting used to, because the Carabao Cup's been the one we've been watching them, and the FA Cup's crept up on us now. People quick to slay Forest in the 100 signs, but they deserve credit. Some very decent from now. Drew Chelsea, beating Southampton, injury time, and cup quarters. Absolutely, Foxy. And I've always said, Foxy, I think they will get out of it. Forest. I think Forest will get out of the relegation zone, which they will be out of tonight anyway. And I think they'll stay up. I think they'll stay up, and they deserve to stay up. Remember, Forest are a big club in a way because they have won 2 European trophies. And they were European Cups, by the way. Like what? Well, it's Champions League now, so they've won that twice. John had some lovely Arsenal fans on his show earlier. Yeah, he had. I know Andy's on, and he's a nice guy as well. And I don't know the girl because I've not seen her before, but yeah. Nice. I think Forest will escape relegation. Hopefully, Everton take their place. Yeah, Everton's awful, aren't they? Terrible. Saying that now, I've probably jinxed them. Lol says Foxy. Yeah. We will beat Arsenal St James's. No worries, says Alan. Yeah, of course we will. Jazz says Andy and Lottie. Yeah, that's the one, Lottie. Yeah. So yeah, really good to have. It's nice when it's when you've got the sensible ones. It's when you've got the ones who are so salty and just want to bait back at you. We did a job on Arsenal. They didn't like it. That's the problem. But you know what? Newcastle are here. They're in the Big Six. I'm mixing it with the Big Six. We're putting the Premier League to shame. We're mixing it up now with the big boys. They are no longer the big boys because there is a big boy in town called Newcastle United, and this juggernaut is starting to go now. And once it gets to full speed, there will be no stopping it. Or as the singing says, ain't no stopping us now. Absolutely not. Has anyone ever told you like Sammy Gaviria in that phone? God. But guys, like I say, thank you for coming on tonight and watching this preview. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, please hit the like button if you do. Also, feel free to share any shows on the socials and things like that so people can see it. Because some people might not have seen my channel and they might, oh, hang on, I've not seen that channel. Then go and have a look at a few more and then subscribe. So yeah, if you want to share them, please do. I'll share the channel. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys for all your help. You're going to get Andy and Lottie on your show. I'm not getting them on. Obviously, I've just done this tonight, but I did try to get one Arsenal fan on tonight, but he hasn't responded back to me. So, I mean, I was on Lucas' channel the other night, and I was on his channel the other night, Luca, and somebody left a comment on there, because I was on there along with Pete Proudlock as well, and somebody left a comment on there saying they liked all my, they liked what I had to say on there, and said I was, so that was good to hear that people actually were happy with what I was saying on there. And then I went on another channel as well, Danny EFC TV or whatever it's called. And yeah, and people on there, they were all saying apparently I was the best guest he ever had on that channel. So I'm like, all right, okay, that's nice to hear. That's lovely to hear. So when the chat was saying things like that, I was like, that's really nice. And but yeah, thanks to those guys having me on. And Lucas says anytime I want him on here, he'll come on here, or I can go on his channel. So, there's no animosity between us. It's just a minority of Arsenal fans who are coming out and being like this. But sometimes I always say, especially on social media, when they've had a game, if it's been a bad game or whatever, try not to go on after the game or that night. Leave it 24 hours, because you might say something you regret on there. And remember, social media, people can clip it, copy it, paste it. And then, so always remember, guys, if we ever have a bad game, and as much as annoyed you might be, just a little advice, just wait 24 hours, then gather your thoughts and think, yeah, okay, I want to say that, because you might go and say something totally different, and then it goes boom everywhere. So, and that's what's happening with these Arsenal fans. They're doing exactly the same. Chelsea is 19 game that look who that was, but no, it's not. This is the first time. Davey says, great show, Tony. Thanks, Davey. Thank you, mate. Chris says, great show, Tony. Thank you, Chris. Wrestler says, night. Chelsea says, yeah, I see, not a bad do to me compared to. Davey says, yeah, ignore the Arsenals, they are everywhere. Yep, they are. Absolutely, Davey. Totally agree. Great show, Tony, says Alan. Thank you very much, Alan. Great show. Tony Mate says, cheers, take care everyone, stay safe, much love to you all. Thank you, cheers, thank you very much. Yeah, Nate says, I'd say anything, you'll always get assholes and the internet empowers them. Yes, it does, especially Twitter. Yeah, it's just, yeah, absolutely. But but guys, thank you. It's been a great show tonight, and enjoy whatever you're doing for the rest of your evening, and stay safe. And not long now, just another 3 days, and we're playing again Saturday evening at tea time. So yeah, make sure whatever you're doing, if you're having fish and chips or whatever on Saturday night, or a curry or Chinese or whatever you're having to eat, make sure you've got your food ready before the match starts. Or maybe have it before the match starts, because if they celebrate, you don't want your food flying all over the place, do you? So yeah, maybe not a good idea to eat while you're watching the football. But anyway, guys, stay safe. I'll probably be back tomorrow with another show, so I'll put that out there. And until then, it's bye-bye for now. And how are the lads? We're knocking this big six out. Let's carry on and keep doing it, lads, and let's go. Bye-bye for now.